Hello, my name's Liam and I work for Theraposture, and today I'm joined by Shaun Masters, who is an occupational therapist, and Shaun's also one of our trusted assessors. Hi Shaun.
Hello.
Shaun's going to help me today talk to you about the Rotoflex range of beds, specifically about how they are unique and very different to the beds that attempt to copy them. We've got the Rotoflex 235 Plus here. This is actually an award-winning bed. And you'll see that with all Rotoflex beds, the concept of rotation is used to help somebody get into bed if they would otherwise struggle. And this is a common theme across all of the beds that try to copy the Rotoflex. They all rotate, but that's where the similarities end. Now, you'll notice that when you do rotate, if you want to elevate the legs actually come up to this point. They're unsupported because this part of the mattress does not move. So in the case of somebody in bed, Shaun, what does that mean to them?
In many instances, for medical reasons, if somebody has to have their legs elevated, at the moment, obviously, when they're lying in bed, their feet are going to be off the edge of the mattress, which is not going to be good for circulation or pressure care management. Because you've got your lower limbs that are not supported. So
basically this edge here is a pressure point on the back of the calf?
Absolutely.
Okay, yes, and because the legs aren't fully supported, yeah, the ankle is down below the knee, yeah, and that's going to restrict the fluid movement.
It will indeed.
Okay, yeah. So here's the solution, and this is absolutely unique, cannot be copied, it's patented and only available on a Rotoflex bed. It's called a rising heel section. So this is electrically operated, so this part of the bed will actually start to move up, and it will move up to the same level as the rest of the mattress. So in other words, the whole mattress is at the same level, so the whole of the leg is fully supported. From an OT's point of view, is that a solution that works?
What we've been able to achieve now is the lower limb is going to be fully supported, so the feet will be on the heel pad section and the rest of your limbs will be on the base of the mattress, so you've got now one section which is going to...
So there's no pressure points?
There's no pressure points at all now.
The heels are raised and the fluid can drain?
It's a much better solution because you're now fully supported and there's no areas of risk.
Thanks. So I've now lowered the rising heel section and I'm going to rotate the bed back round to the chair position. So, you know, clearly this bed is going to get you into bed. It's also going to get you out of the bed in exactly the same way, which is just pushing and holding one button. So again, from an OT's perspective, Shaun, what does that mean?
With the ability to be able to use just one button in, which is a green button, and one button out, which is a red button, if somebody had cognitive difficulties, it simplifies the action of going into bed and coming out of bed. It just makes it much easier for someone to be able to control. Okay,
and what about dexterity as well?
If somebody has some reduced ability to be able to use their hands, then if the fact is they've only got to use one button, they've only got to position their hand in one place rather than multiple places, so that again that can be much easier for someone to be able to use.
Okay, so with the Rotoflex we have a range of mattresses that cater from low risk all the way through to very high risk, specifically grade 4. So with the typical customers that use these beds, quite often they have progressive conditions, don't they, such as
multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's disease.
Right, classically two of our biggest customer groups. So there is the ability within the Rotoflex range of mattresses to interchange them as and when you need, which I guess for someone with a progressive condition is very important.
It is indeed, because when you first assess somebody, their needs may be very different,
yeah, and
as that condition progresses, their pressure care needs increase, so there's the ability to be able to go up to a grade 4, and we can put obviously the Roho cushion mattress on here as well.
Okay, so one of the differences again that I want to show you and the viewers is the way the mattress is held on to the bed. Now again, this is patented, cannot be copied, and is very important, because if you look at this, I don't know if you can see, but we have a slot here with a wider opening where a toggle goes in and springs out to hold itself in position. So in other words, that mattress is actually held on under pressure. Now, the result of that means that the mattress will not move on the platform, particularly when you're getting off the bed. So why is that important?
I think some people, when they use the rotating bed, they can feel sometimes quite anxious. It's a different way of somebody getting in and out of bed. It doesn't feel a natural thing for them to do sometimes. And if you're feeling as though you're sliding forward, it can make somebody feel very unsafe, and also it's a very high risk of somebody then sliding and ending up on the floor.
Okay, so if you had somebody that perhaps was forgetful or a little bit confused, they wake in the middle of the night, they want to get out of bed, and they find themselves in a position of trying to get off the bed before the rotation is finished, and it has happened, I've seen this myself, then the potential is for a bed like this to tip over, isn't there?
It is indeed. Because
the centre of gravity is away from the middle of the bed, the weight of the person is on the extremity, so that would obviously be a disaster if that happened. But with the Rotoflex, there's a patented lifting frame, which means that the bed will not tip over. I just want to show you what that means. Now, I'm not the lightest person, but basically, I am literally right on the edge of that foot section. Is it moving, Shaun?
It's not moving at all, and I think that really would give someone reassurance as well, because as you say, if they haven't, in the night, they haven't fully gone through the control to be able to go into its parked position, then it really could make someone feel unsafe if they felt it was going to tip forward. So
the point I'm trying to make here is that that is patented, okay, and again, it cannot be copied. And as a result of that patent, this bed will not tip over. So with the Rotoflex, it will not only get you into bed and fully support your entire leg, it will get you out of bed and away from the bed, and that's what we're going to show you now. So with the Rotoflex, there is a height adjustment function which can be used either in the bed position to provide safe working heights for those helping, or in the chair position where someone is more independent, it will help them stand up, and Shaun's going to show us that now. Now, this is a difference again, okay? The Rotoflex bed will vertically rise. It will intentionally not tip you forward, and there's a very, very good reason for that, which maybe Shaun, as an OT, you could explain.
There are other rotating beds available that do not vertically rise, and it gives you a tip forward function. And if you've got reduced muscle function or weight bearing capacity, or if you need to use a stand aid, I think the fact is, if you're going to be tipped forward, it makes you feel very it can make you feel very unsafe, and you're not being fully supported and not in control. With this vertical rise, I'm doing it step by step, just bringing it up. My feet are on the floor, my nose is behind my toes, and it gives me totally in control. I feel that I'm not out of on control with this.
So if it were tipping you forward, and let's just assume it's the middle of the night, somebody's woken to go to the toilet, and perhaps they're waking from sleep, so they're not quite fully functioning, they need to leave the bed. If they're being tipped, there will be a point of no return, I guess.
Absolutely, and it's not something that I, as an occupational therapist, would be recommending that would be the safest way to be able to get out of bed. You're fully in control. I'm sat on a flat platform, and I determine when I stand up, and it's not being done by the actual motor function of the bed, so I can now
And if you weren't ready, presumably you could sit back down again.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're sitting back on a flat surface, you're not sitting back on an angled surface.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you very much, Shaun. So with Shaun's help, we've shown you the solution to getting in and out of bed safely and consistently, and of course independently. And that is by using a Rotoflex bed. So we've also had the opportunity to talk about the differences between what is a proven solution that's been developed over 20 years and beds that now attempt to copy it. The differences are sometimes not obvious. In fact, they can be very subtle, but Shaun's already explained they can make a big difference to the outcome. This is a patented bed. The parts of the bed that make it different are protected, so it's unique and cannot be fully copied. But this is part of a range. We've got, in addition to the award-winning 235 Plus, we also have a low access version, and we also have a heavy duty version. And Rotoflexes can also be provided as part of a double combination so that couples can remain together in the same bed. So the process of getting a bed starts with an assessment. That's a clinically led process by someone like Shaun, who would come to your home to enable you to try a bed, and we can therefore make sure that the bed's compatible not just with you, but with those helping you and the environment or your home where it's going to be used. So call us, arrange that assessment, discover that the Rotoflex can potentially be the solution you're looking for. This is the considered choice.